Hello, and welcome back to yet another episode of MSU Sports Circle, the defining voice in all things sports. Today we have a special guest, MSU star athlete, Adrena Anderson. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And joined with me, as always, are my colleagues, Matt Johnson, Trey Codwell. Fellas, what's good?
Man, it's raining outside. It's not going too well right now.
Oh, well, we just going to get right into it. Peyton Manning has officially found a new home. Peyton Manning is now a member of the Denver Broncos, signed a 5-year deal worth $95 million. I'll say it again, $95 million. What exactly does this mean to this franchise?
Well, it means that they have a starting quarterback now, and they know who's starting week one. There's not going to be a quarterback controversy this year in Denver.
More games won, that's what I say.
More games won.
More games won. But let me take away from last year's season. Mr. Tim Tebow did an excellent job. You went 8-8. You finished AFC first. It was phenomenal, but there will be more games.
Okay. With that being said, some people, have compared this to the Brett Favre circus that we experienced, for a couple seasons. Is this fair, or did Peyton handle this like a vet, like a gentleman, like the Peyton Manning we all know?
He handled it with so much class. He really did. He didn't go in there demanding anything, pushing anybody at the door. He even embraced, if Tim Tebow comes back, I'm more than willing to be, his teammate and, just combine our two knowledge of the game and go out and win more games.
Okay.
I think he was very professional about it. You never heard him say anything negative about the Colts. And, in fact, he called every team that was interested in him and going to that program and told them that, hey, I decided that I'm going to go with the Broncos, and I decided that I'm not going to come to your team. And I think that's very professional how he handled that situation.
Yeah, I have to agree with them. I feel like, he got straight to the point. He signed workout dates. He went and worked out. There was no, I'm going to retire, I'm going to come back, I need to be reinstated, like you saw with Brett Favre.
Okay. Peyton's in. That means Tebow is out. Tim Tebow was sent to, well, we all know, the New York Jets. What exactly does this mean? Is there trouble in paradise with Mark Sanchez? Is there going to be a quarterback battle? Will this help the fan base? What exactly is going on with this franchise?
I feel like Tebow Mania will go to New York with him, but I don't see him starting. I feel like he's going to have to wait till Mark Sanchez messes up and loses his spot, say around week 6 or 7. Maybe the Jets won't be doing as well and he'll have to come in.
I definitely feel like this is going to put competition on the field with Sanchez and Tebow. Tebow is very competitive. He brings leadership to the team, and he won the Heisman and 2 national titles at Florida, so he brings that winning mentality to the team, and I definitely think he's going to put the fire to Sanchez because Sanchez is going to have to compete now. I feel like Sanchez has been a little bit content with his position, but bringing in Tebow, he's definitely going to have to compete for that spot now.
Okay, my first initial thought was, okay, you bring Tim Tebow into your program. That's not bad. The kid is a winner, great work ethic. He's good with the camera. He's good with the people. But how is this for Mark Sanchez? I mean, every little mistake, Tebow's going to be haunting you. Not necessarily him, but like you said, the crowd following. Is this going to breed success? Is this going to make Mark Sanchez better? Or is this Tebow's, time to really, really shine?
I feel like they set a matchup under him. He has to be competitive now. So, they're going to have to be better. If not, he's going to lose his spot.
Okay, Matt, how you feel about this?
I'm just piggyback on what we already heard. It just brings pressure. Like you said, he brings a winning mentality. He brings a hungry mentality like, hey, you've seen what I can do. I wasn't appreciated in my old home. Let me show you what I can do here. If it happen, I have to be the starter.
Okay, quick question. Are they going to stay with the same offensive formation, or do you think maybe they'll be more comfortable running more options, catering to Tebow's run style, on the run type play, or is he just going to have to get used to playing in the pocket?
We keep it the same at the moment. We keep it the same. Why change it?
Okay.
I agree. Most definitely keep it the same. That's Rex Ryan's team.
Okay. Well, one thing is for certain. Pressure either busts pipes or produces diamonds. We'll be right back after this commercial break with more MSU Sports Circle.
I'm so freaking bored. I cannot handle another hour of the Kardashians.
I wish we'd go bowling.
Me too.
Great.
What are we talking about next?
March Madness.
Your wish has come true. Wilson Lanes, located inside a Laughlin Health Building on campus, has 6 lanes of pure bowling fun, and now with automated scoring. $2 per game, and a $1 shoe rental. How could you pass this up?
Man, I'm graduating soon, and my resume is a mess. I just don't know what to do.
Don't be that guy. Yeah, you know, I went to that career fair that Career Services put on last semester, and it really helped me out a lot. They fixed my resume, and I met some people, and now I'm all ready to graduate. Come visit Morehead State University's Career Fair Tuesday, March 13th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Krager Room of ADUC. Be prepared to meet with representatives from over 60 employers and graduate programs.
Now, we here at MSU may have been on spring break, but nothing has halted March Madness. This year's tournament has definitely had college hoops fans on the edge of their seats. What have been some of the top games? What were some of the biggest shockers?
Definitely Duke and Missouri losing in the first round. Those were big shockers. I think both teams came in with the attitude that they were going to win already, and they had the game in the bag, and their opponents prepared well, and they came in and pulled off the upset.
Yeah, to piggyback off what she said, Austin Rivers is in that game. He only shot 5 for 14, 2 for 7 from deep. You know, only had one assist. I expected him to do a lot more than that.
Okay, Matt. So we've talked about some of the upsets, but who has really shown out individual-wise, and who just hasn't showed up?
You're a North Carolina fan.
Yeah.
I know you was happy that Duke lost. I know you was.
Mm-hmm.
Who was I want you to say, who was the main reason we lost? Can you tell his name?
Duke, McCullum, C.J. McCullum.
C.J. McCullum. This young man is just from Lehigh. This guard is just tremendous. He played inside. He played out. He once again showed why Duke struggles against more athletic teams, just like last year when he lost to Arizona. He came in and he just put the team on his back and just exposed Duke, ripped right through their defense. He was hands down, just on that one game, was the most impressive one-on-one individual player of this whole tournament. My biggest disappointment is Mr. Perry Jones III from Baylor. Now, his numbers, I mean, they're not bad. You know, out of 3 games, you know, he had the first round, 7 against Colorado, 14 against Xavier, and then 17 against UK. But the numbers don't really indicate what he really did, because he didn't really stand out for a guy that came back for his second season that didn't have a really impressive first season. He really didn't dominate his team like we thought. How he ended up like in the Big 12 tournament on to the NCAA tournament. I really believe he might have messed up his draft stock and maybe need to consider come back for season 3. I don't know.
Most definitely. He choked. I believe that he choked during UK. He did not show up to the second half.
And might I add, this is the kid who has been likened to Kevin Durant.
Like, I don't see it. That's very disrespectful to say he's in Kevin Durant's class. Kevin Love, no Kevin Durant, no Kevins, no Kevin Garnett. This guy was a huge disappointment. I'm very disappointed in Perry Jones III. Very.
Quincy Acey should be too. He led the team in scoring with 22. Could not get any help. Shot 7 for 11. Could not get any help.
And I really thought they could match up with UK. I thought their front court versus their front court would have, really just came and just had a great game, but a huge disappointment we've seen.
All right. Now, speaking of people who didn't show up, is it wrong of me? Season 2, I think the world was waiting, especially after a 3-game stretch in the tournament, for Harrison Barnes to eat, they say. I didn't see it. I don't think the people at home saw it. Granted, Kendall Marshall was hurt, and that's definitely hurts when your leader's out. But is this kid the real deal, or is he, quote-unquote, just an AAU superstar?
He's a good player, but I just don't think he's just missing that killer instinct. So he doesn't have it. He goes when his team goes, Kendall Marshall might have had a big reason why he didn't go, and I just don't know. I can't figure this young man out. Yet I think it is his best chances to go on and go to league, and still may off be a lottery pick and come back for another year and see what we can do. But I don't know. I just don't think he has the killer instincts. He has the tools, but no killer instincts.
I feel like he needs to go ahead and go. He has no draft stock. And as a North Carolina fan, I feel like they'd play a lot better with Marshall and Henson and not have to worry about him and let some other players get some PT.
Okay, one thing is for certain. He has declared for the draft, so he will more than likely be leaving. We will be right back with more college basketball here at MSU Sports Circle.
Do you need a way to find new music? Tune in to WPRC. Also hosted us Signal in the Sky, featuring new and current independent artists.
Hey, it's all good. Can I call?
Eric Riddle's Electro World, featuring dubstep and electronica. Tanner Boyd's Laugh, a great comedy show full of laughs and gags. Derek Moore's Moorhead Metal Vault, the headbanger's delight, loud and in your face. Tyler Mullins' Bluegrass Connection, a classic experience and instrumental tradition. WPRC, great radio-style entertainment. Tune into the show, broadcasting on Channel 77 starting at 6 p.m. Also, check us out on Facebook.
And then there were 4. After upsets and injuries, the NCAA has named its Final 4. Shout out to Kansas, Ohio State, UK, and U of L. This Final 4 is definitely going to be exciting, especially with 2 of the 4 teams coming out of Kentucky. By the way, 4 did go in, 2 are still in there. So shout out to the state of Kentucky. What are some things that we are going to see in Ohio State versus Kansas?
Just passion, hard-nosed basketball. We're not going to see, they play already December the 10th with an outcome of 78-67 Kansas. But we got to remember, that was out without Mr. Jared Sanger, which it was hurt with an ankle. This game here, this right here is what the people have been waiting. They match up perfectly. Like I said, Jared Sanger's playing the best of his career. You got Thomas Robinson on their side, Tyshawn Taylor rolling. This is going to be a phenomenal basketball game, and I just cannot wait Saturday to watch this.
I agree. I think it's going to be a matchup of 2 of the big men, Jarrett Sullinger and Thomas Robinson on the court, and I think it will be about if Ohio State can stop the Kansas guards.
I'd most definitely have to agree with them. It's just going to be the battle of the big men. I mean, Robinson, who's averaging 18 and 12 through 3 games this year. You got Sullinger, who's 17 and 9 through 3 games in the tournament this year. So I mean, who the better performer will be playing for the the national championship.
Well, one thing is for certain, it's definitely going to be an amazing game. Be sure to tune into that game. Let's get to the meat of it. We are in the state of Kentucky, so it's only right that we talk about this other matchup, UK U of L. One of the biggest college basketball rivalries ever. Who'd have ever thought they would meet in the Final 4? What exactly are we going to see?
It's hard, like once again, another hard-nosed basketball game. Being from the state of Kentucky, my whole born and raised, this rivalry here just means so much to me inside my heart. I know where this is going. This is for respect. This is just for the bragging rights. This is everything we live for right here. This game is going to be, I mean, Derby has really came early this year. Really has. I just cannot wait for this game. I'm not going to give no predictions on far as the score, what players need to do what. You just, in this rivalry, you just never know who comes alive. You just got to watch it. Just sit back and watch.
I mean, to piggyback off what he said, it is a rivalry. It is March Madness, so expect the unexpected. I'm not saying that Louisville's going to win, but I'm not saying that U of L is going to lose. I'm just saying you don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
I definitely think it's going to be a fast-paced game. Both teams are very, very good on defense. Pitino is a defensive genius, probably one of the, most smart defensive coaches in college, and I think what Louisville is going to try to do is they're going to try to play the zone, keep the game fast-paced, and force Kentucky to make mistakes. And Kentucky as well, they're a big defensive team. They're going to try to do the same thing. I think it's going to be a very fast-moving game and very up-tempo.
Now with players, in a tournament, players usually rise or fall. And with this U of L team, I must admit, and the viewers at home have to admit, they have blown minds, they busted brackets, and they're just outright impressive. Right now, Peyton Siva is playing some of the best basketball, orchestrating that offense, dismantling ISOs. He seems unguardable. For a kid who is 5'9", this kid is ridiculous. B. Hannon's doing his thing. Dang on the defense, when he keeps the fouls in trouble, is amazing. But then you got UK, arguably the greatest front court in college basketball right now. Is it even right to say they have a 6th man? I mean, Darius Miller could be a star on anyone else's team. And when you have a player like that coming off the bench, this is going to be a game for the ages. It's basically a really legitimate front court against a legitimate back court. Who has to step up?
Somebody defensively for U of L has to stop Kid Gilchrist. That's going to have to happen. You can only do so much with Anthony Davis. Darius Miller is going to go get his. But I feel like that's key. That's vital. You have to stop. You cannot let him run all over your guards.
Okay, Matt. Peyton Siva, Mr. Teague. What are we going to see with this matchup? Who's going to rise and who is going to fall? What are your predictions right now?
Like I said, I don't have one. It's not all about matching up in this game. This is one of those games. Matchups doesn't matter. Who knows? It could be the seventh man that hasn't played all game get 30 this game. We just never know. No predictions. They're both fast, speedy guards, athletic. They control the tempo, and they are the key to their teams. But I don't have no predictions about who's going to, get who or whatever. Just have to watch.
We just have to watch and see.
Just have to watch.
One thing is for certain. Throw everything you know about basketball out the window. There are no stars on this court. This is just pure emotion, pure passion. Tune in, Final Four. On that note, we'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Morehead State Career Services offers services and resources to partner with you in your career decision-making process with things like MSU JobLink, individual career counseling, Eagles in Flight certification program, and the Suit Bank. Don't forget about our career fair, March 13th in the Krager Room of ADUC from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
In a world where pop has gone flat and sports drinks are too sugary,
75% of people don't drink enough of this.
one drink stands alone.
2 weeks after yet another injury scare, Tiger looked dominant as ever while winning the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill. It was his first PGA Tour victory in how long? 3 years. Is it safe to say Tiger Woods, y'all, is back?
Not just yet. Not just yet. I want to see him win the Masters first before I say Tiger's back.
You want to see him in the Masters first?
Win the Masters. We was in the Masters last year. I want to see him win it before we can say he's officially back.
Okay, with that being said, I don't think it's unruly to just throw out the fact that he might win it. I mean, in this tournament, he looked like he was on a mission. Am I wrong?
I agree. I think that Tiger is back. I mean, he has gone through a lot in the past year with injuries, and it just looked like he was finally back in his groove, and I think he's fully healthy, and I think he's ready to go out there and win the Masters, and I think he's very capable of doing it.
I think he's capable, but I don't think he's back per se. I mean, it's not like he's going to go on this win streak. I feel like he's finally just getting over the media and everything else. Like, he's finally just being Tiger Woods and just playing golf again and not having to worry about the media being in his face, bringing up his ex-wife. Did you read this book? It's finally just him playing golf again like it was whenever he was young.
Okay, so with that being said, what is next for Tiger, if anything can be said, and what exactly does he need to do personally to keep this momentum going?
I feel like he needs to keep the TV off. Just live your life. Play golf. Don't worry about what Sports Center says or what anybody else says about you. Continue to win games. You're chasing, to be number one. You want to be number one when it's all said and done. You want to have the most green jackets whenever it's all done.
I think it's about him staying healthy. I think if Tiger Woods can stay healthy and stay focused, I personally think that he will win this. It's Tiger Woods. I mean, he's the greatest. Stay
good mentally and physically, and we're going to roll and we're going to catch Jack Nicholson for the most majors one day. Okay. I guarantee you that. One
question that it won't leave me is, so many times in all sports you see these comebacks, but Tiger Woods he's not just some golfer. Has he done anything really extraordinary, or is this just what he's built to do? Is he just being Tiger? And we got so caught up with the scandal and the stuff, non-golf related issues, that we forgot how great this man really is.
Well, I feel like that affects you. So, I mean, he's still a great golfer. I mean, he just has other things on his mind. He's living, he has trials in his life. But I feel like he was never counted off by other golfers. Other golfers knew who Tiger Woods was. So, I mean, I don't think they laid off. I think that he's stepping up. He's getting himself back together slowly. It's a process.
It's all a mental thing. I'm just going to keep repeating. It's a mental thing here. You block the media out. And I can't say it enough. If the media gets in your head, you will be washed up before you turn 25 in this industry.
So, Trina, as an athlete, is this man locked in?
I mean, personally, I would like to say that I think he is. he has had time to get over the situation and reevaluate his life and how he goes about things. And I think he's focused on golf, and golf is his main focus right now. I think Tiger is ready to win.
So can we all agree that Tiger's doing something phenomenal right now, but is up in the air as to if he's going to return to greatness per se?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Well, we will definitely see. You tune in, I'll tune in, they'll tune in, and we'll be right back with more MSU Sports Circle.
Hey, what you got there?
This is a list of school supplies that I need, and I can't find them.
Why don't we can find them?
Okay, great. The university books.
That's right, they got everything.
It is about that time. MSU Weekly Recap. Now, the men's Eagles baseball team, they're in season right now. And the fellas are fresh off a victory over Ohio Valley Conference foe Murray State. This was last weekend. Morehead State dropped the first contest 13-9 before an 11-10 comeback, let me repeat, comeback victory. Now, what exactly are the fellas doing right now? Because, I mean, they seem hot.
I think the key to what they're doing right now and why they're so successful is because they're a great hitting team. They're ranked #1 in the conference overall for hitting. They have the highest batting average, they're putting the most runners on base, and they're scoring the most runners. And a team that hits is a team that's going to win. And right now, they're really capitalizing on their strength and their ability to hit.
Yeah, not only that, but the emergence of sophomore outfielder Nick Duff, who is also an OVC Co-Player of the Week. His stat line: 2 home runs, a triple, 8 RBIs in 1 week. So I mean, I feel like he's doing pretty good. You just follow in behind him, everything will be great.
Okay. So great hitting, unlikely people stepping up, and is this something that's going to stay? Is this something that can be consistent?
I definitely think so. The guys in the beginning of the season, you were kind of like, are they going to be good? Are they going to, kind of fall off? But I think when it came to conference, the guys really were like, let's focus. This is conference. It's time to go. And I think they're in their zone, and I think they're unstoppable at this point. If they keep up their hitting and putting runners on base and manufacturing runs, I think they're going to be good.
Okay, Matt, they have a winning record. Do you think that this affects them mentally? Are they gonna want to keep winning? Does this record mean something to them? Or what exactly is in the minds of the men's Eagle right now?
When you have a pretty solid record at 13-11, it's gonna keep you just winning mentally. It's like, we can do this. And then you look, a 7-3 record at home, and look how many more home games you have here. That goes to tell you, we can do this, people. We can do this. Mentally, let's keep rolling. No looking back.
Just continue to ride that momentum. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, ride the momentum. I completely agree. We talked about the fellas. It's only right that we talk about the ladies. The Morehead State softball team fell 7-3 in the rubber match against Ohio Valley Conference foe Austin Peay on Sunday at Sherrill Hop Field. Austin Peay out-hit the Eagles 11-5, with both teams recording 2 errors in the contest. Miss Anderson led MSU 2 for 3, while Brill posted 2 RBIs and a double. What seems to be the problem with the Lady Eagles, and is this something that can be bounced back from?
I definitely think that the team can bounce back from them. The team is not lacking in hitting. The team is ranked 5th overall in conference for highest team batting average. It's about coming into a game and being able to defeat your opponent for all 7 innings. If you can keep that focus and you can make things happen each inning, getting runners on bases, scoring runs each inning, keeping the errors to a minimum, you can win a ball game. It's all about starting the game and finishing the game, and that's what will be the key to success for the Lady Eagles.
Let me just start off, Coach Williams and you ladies. I don't care what this record says. It doesn't mean anything. with a long softball season ahead of us, it doesn't mean anything. We're going to turn this around mentally. I see it.
With still a lot of season left
and
a whole lot of potential from stars such as Miss Anderson and the other ladies contributing. Trey, will they bounce back?
I mean, I'm pretty influenced right now. I think they will, you know, especially once they get their hitting together, and hitting will eventually come in.
Okay, well, one thing is for certain, there's still a whole lot of season left. Miss Anderson, good luck to you and your teammates.
Thank you.
We will be right back with more closing segments.
Wonder if my packages come in. Sweet, it has.
How can I help you today, sir?
Yeah, I got a package.
What's your dorm address?
811 Cartmel.
811 Cartmel. See your student ID, please. All right.
For students pursuing a career in the medical health field, come check out the new MSU Share Building. The Share Building is located right below St. Clair Hospital on Fleming Avenue. This building will offer students the chance to further their understanding of medical health and prepare them for a future with state-of-the-art hands-on classes.
Now, we can't talk about sports without talking about the NBA. Honestly, it's been a great NBA season so far. I think we can all agree on that. But the question is, many are calling the West wide open. You know, the Lakers have made a trade that seems to be paying off with point guard play and Ramon Sessions. He's doing very well in that system. But my question is catered to OKC. Big surprise. You have two players combining for 85 points one night, 90 points another night. This is a phenomenal duo. Arguably one of the most dominant duos in the NBA today. But in the bigger aspect of the game is, do they need a consistent third scorer to pull it all off?
I think they do. I mean, the outline has been set. You need three. Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. You have, you know, Kobe and Shaq had Derek Fisher. So, I mean, I don't think that these two scorers can do it by themselves. I feel like they need some help. Kevin Love put up 51. They went to overtime and won that game against Minnesota. You know, I feel like if they're going to come play against the Lakers, you know, hopefully the Heat or the Bulls, if they come out of the East, there's no way that they can win with just two scorers. They're going to need a third presence, even if it's a role player.
I agree, especially if Westbrook decides he wants to take all these crazy shots and he doesn't stay within himself. And there is where they will struggle. If he starts to trying to shoot threes and not driving into the paint and capitalizing on his strengths, they will struggle and they will need someone else to come in and step in and be that third player. Okay, one thing that I really want to point out is they have put a very, I'd like to say, a heavy burden on James Harden. A lot of people have been waiting for his come-out party, per se. I mean, he's a superstar waiting to happen in a lot of people's eyes. Is it fair not only to put that pressure on Harden, but fair to look at Westbrook and Durant and say, you have to have 40-plus point games. If you still in there, right, have a phenomenal game and drop 25, you will lose. In a 7-game series, will they get gassed mentally with this type of pressure?
I feel like for the regular season, it's okay, but for the playoffs, you cannot do that. It's no way whenever you're going against elite top competition, you cannot have them go out here and they need to both drop 40 every night to get an overtime victory. It's not going to work. It's not going to work against Miami. It's not going to work against Chicago, who has excellent defense.
That's the only time will tell. That's just me. I know we can look at, on paper, you need this many scores, but I don't always believe in that. I believe it all starts with heart.
Our heart is the key. James Harden, we will see if he steps up. We will be back with more MSU Sports Circle in a couple weeks. Keep it locked, and again, thank you for always viewing.
you've got some homework and you need a place to go. When you're working on a project and your computer is slow, there's a little place on campus that I think that you should know about. The first story of the library is what I'm talking about. Walk past Java City and then you will see the new commons area is where you should be. They got computers and printers, couches, tables and more. It's the perfect place to go for study time galore.